Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Mike Brenner coming to you with the Brenner Blast and the Brenner Breakdown for college basketball and NBA, Tuesday, February 27th. My God, this month has just flown along. All right, guys, since coming back from the 2-week break, we're clicking on all cylinders. Had 3 picks yesterday. We went 2-1. The one that didn't cash was a 2-team teaser in college basketball, and it was the Duke Blue Devils who led the game throughout. At the end, it was a fluke loss for them, and it cost our ticket. All right, they gave up a putback, and they ended up losing the game by 1. So we were 1 point away from sweeping the board once again. But you know what? We're 9-1 since the return, 7-0 on the NBA pick since the return. And I told you guys, the second half of NBA season, that's one of my strong strengths. And I'm telling you right now, this isn't going to be any different this year. I feel it, and we're going to just pound it out. Now, college basketball, I do extremely well for March Madness, and that does include the conference tournaments, okay? I just kind of put that all together as March Madness. So with that being said, I want to introduce it because, guys, I got to pay my bills as well. Now, I'm going to have a lot of you go, wait a minute, Brenner, I thought everything was free. You pay it forward. Well, I'm still going to be giving out the free picks. It may be limited per day, but they're going to be quality, and they're going to be ticket cashers, just like the sample you just saw with 10 of them. All right? You can reach me. Send me an email at betwithbrenner@gmail.com. That's right, betwithbrenner@gmail.com. I've got a March Madness package that's going to be including all the conference tournaments and also the whole big dance. And that's going to be available for $199. My God, you can win that back on one game. The second package I'm introducing, and I love this, it's for the rest of the second half of NBA, all of the playoffs, and all of the championship series. You can get that value, all of it, for only $299. Hey, I got to pay my bills and feed my family as well. I will still each and every day do the breakdown and give away the free picks as I do on a daily basis. But this is the strength for me. This is that time of year when I shine, and I'm telling you guys, it's not going to be any different. And if this 9-1 in the last 10 didn't prove that, then nothing will. And if you need to, go back. It's documented 3 years running now. This is when I am at my absolute best. All right, let's talk about some college basketball. It's not a big slate tonight, but there are a couple games that are very intriguing. Number 9 ranked North Carolina is at home against Miami. Miami 20-8 on the year, sitting on that bubble. They've been going with a bigger lineup as of late, and it really paid dividends last time out in the win against Boston College. They pulled down 15 offensive boards. That is getting it done. But you're going up against a North Carolina team that is picking up some steam. They've won 6 straight. They've positioned themselves now to clinch a double bye for the ACC tournament. That goes a long way when it's tournament time because these youngsters, they could use that extra rest. All right, tonight is their final home game for 2 seniors, Pinson and Joel Berry III. All right, Theo Pinson and Joel Berry, they gave their heart, their soul, blood, sweat, and tears for North Carolina. So that crowd's going to appreciate them tonight, and also it's going to be an emotional game. The line is sitting at North Carolina -10 against Miami. We've got no call in that, but that's going to be an interesting game. Then you got number 14, Auburn, playing at Arkansas. All right, Auburn is getting 1. Now, that may be a pick 'em by the end of the day, but right now it was Auburn +1. They're 24-5 on the year. They're 12-4 in the SEC. They're 7-3 against the spread the last 10 games, but so is Arkansas. All right, this is going to be an absolute dogfight. Again, Arkansas favored by 1. All right, Auburn, they control their own destiny. All right, there's 2 games left in the regular season, so they need to step up. They've been kind of playing some kind of lackadaisical ball as of late, but I think that is going to be a dogfight and certainly a great game to watch as a fan. Again, Arkansas at home is favored by 1. All right, now let's talk about some NBA games. You got the Denver Nuggets at home against the Clippers. Denver is favored -4 on this. All right, they had a 4-game win streak come to a halt the other day, and that loss to Houston. All right, this is a revenge spot for them because the Clippers beat them earlier in the year. This is a team, I'm talking about Denver, that's Nets won 7 out of 9 straight up. You're going up against the Clippers, who are 3-1, all right, straight up their last 4. But it's the end of a 7-game road trip. Mentally and psychologically, that gets into these players' heads. And on top of that, they're going up to the Mile High where the altitude is totally different. This is going to be an interesting game. Denver Nuggets favored over the Clippers, -4. Here's one. Chicago Bulls. My God, this team is just playing terrible basketball. They're going to go play against Charlotte. Charlotte is at home, favored by 10.5. Charlotte 6-4 ATS in its last 10. The Chicago Bulls are 2-8 against the spread their last 10. They've lost 4 straight games, and they've lost 12 out of the last 14 straight up. They got pounded by Brooklyn, and Chicago just has injury issues. They've always got something going on. It is certainly going to be a rebuilding second half of the season for them. Charlotte, on the other hand, they're attempting to climb back into the mix for the playoffs. All right, they're going for their 5th straight win, and I'm telling you right now, they had 51 points from their reserves off the bench last game. Dwight Howard finally earning a paycheck. This dude is playing over his head. He has averaged 16 points and 13.6 rebounds the last 5 games, so he definitely is stepping it up. Then let's talk about Brooklyn. They're going to play at Cleveland. Brooklyn 20-41 on the year, but you know what? This team shows up sometimes. They just show up, and a lot of teams, I think, take them for granted. They've lost 9 straight up, though, at Cleveland. Now, Cleveland, this game right now is going to be either -10.5 or -11. Cleveland, this is like a roller coaster ride for this team. They got their asses handed to them against the San Antonio Spurs, and that was a game we cashed our ticket, all right, at the first half. At the end of that first half, LeBron sunk a 3 to cash our ticket, but they ended up getting shellacked, losing the game outright and losing by double digits. Again, this is a revenge game, and you know why? Because they lost 112-107 against Brooklyn earlier in the year in Brooklyn. So Cleveland's going to have that on their minds. But I'm telling you right now, full games with Cleveland, be careful there. You still got 4 new players they're trying to integrate into the lineup. They're trying to get some plays that are, scheduled to go ahead and fit everybody together. And I heard they had a couple good practices since Sunday. Don't know what happened. I heard they had a double practice yesterday. So we'll see if that team picks up fire, but I'm definitely off that game. Cleveland -10.5 or -11. Then we've got Washington. They're playing against Milwaukee. Washington, when rested, this team is very, very sharp. They're 10-3 since John Wall went out, so that hasn't made a big difference. Bradley Beal has a lot of freedom. He's feeling good, and that guy brings it each and every night, the ex-Florida Gator. Now, Milwaukee, big overtime loss Sunday against the Pelicans. I'm wondering if that took a lot out of him. The G-Man, the Greek Freak, he can only do so much. Jabari Parker, I look to have a big game, but his team had they let the second half lead, they just let it slip away. They have got to learn to control leads, and they don't do that well. They're at home. Milwaukee's favored -4 against a red-hot Washington team. And speaking of Washington, I want to do a big shout-out to my buddy, Connor. Connor was calling it the other night. He said, man, I'm all over Washington against Philadelphia, and sure enough, that ticket cashed, so good job, Connor. All right, now, speaking of the 76ers, they're playing at Miami. 76ers are favored by 1. I'm from Philly. I love Philadelphia, but I can't believe how many times Philadelphia is a favorite this year. Is the talent there? Certainly is. Is the coaching there? You're damn right it is. Joel Embiid had a big game in that loss after playing on a back-to-back. He's not used to doing that. They now have some rest, but they're going on the road against Miami. Miami's sitting in the number 8 spot, for that playoff contention. They had a big win over Memphis. We cashed in that one too. 115-89 in that victory. But this is one, you know what? I don't have a feel for it. I think this could be a trap game either way. I'm not sure. But 76ers at Miami, right now it's -1. Our last game we want to talk about before we get to the picks, Sacramento at Portland. This is a big line. Sacramento is getting 11.5 at Portland. Now, Portland, they've really been playing some solid ball. Now, don't forget, Damian Lillard scored 50 points last time they faced Sacramento, so he's got this team's number. He does well against this team. Sacramento, 18-42 on the year, guys. They've kind of mailed it in, but Willie Cauley-Stein, he matches up very, very well against Joseph Nurkic. All right, he plays them sharp. He usually gets the best of them, especially on the boards. So this is one of those games, I don't know. I just don't feel it. I'm staying off it, but it's going to be one I'm going to watch because I love watching Damian Lillard when he gets hot. Scored 50 points last time they faced Sacramento. You know that's in his head, and you know it's in the Sacramento Kings' head as well. Portland, minus 11.5. Okay, guys, kind of a limited slate. I've got one pick tonight, and I like it. Let's go for number 10 out of 11. I think we can get it done. And it's going to be Denver Nuggets, baby. Somebody going to pay for that shit game. All right? They're coming off the loss. They want to get that mojo back, and they have one of the best coaches, I feel, in the business, Mike Malone. Everybody loves playing for this guy. We're pulling the trigger, baby, with the Denver Nuggets on the first half, -2. That's it. One play tonight, but tomorrow I'm already looking at 2 strong ones. We're going to be all over that. Again, tonight, Denver Nuggets on that first half. Play it with confidence, -2. And again, don't forget, guys, get a hold of me at my email, betwithbrenner@gmail.com. I've got that March Madness package, which includes all the conference tournaments for $199, and I've got the second half of NBA, all of the playoffs, and all of the championship series for $299. I told you when I first came back, the first day back from the break, that the second half of NBA is when I really sharpen that pencil. So I couple that with the 2-week, well-needed and well-deserved 2-week vacation, because I'm telling you, resetting that button and refocusing goes a long way. We're 7-0 in our NBA picks. We're going for 8-0 with tonight with Denver on the first half, -2. All right? And I know I pay it forward and give the free picks. I'm going to still do that. But you know what, guys? I got to make a living too. So you know what? Help me out. Help me out. Pay it forward to Brenner as well, because you won't go wrong. You won't regret it. The college basketball package for all of the conference tournaments and all of March Madness for $199. You can win that on one play. And then the NBA second half, it's going to roll right into the playoffs all throughout the championship series for $299. Hit me up on my Gmail, betwithbrenner@gmail.com. All right, guys, pay it forward. You can do it by spending quality time with your family, because family is first on this team, and that will never change. This video is a little bit longer than I like, but I hope that you stayed and watched the whole thing through. Do me a favor, YouTube viewers. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And most importantly, okay, bet responsible, beat your bookie. Let's continue to build that bank up with Brenner as we're getting it done. And don't forget, the Brenner Blast and the Brenner Breakdown is coming to you, baby.